let's talk retro games, shall we? So 2020 is here, and this is actually the first video of 2020 that I'm filming in the Lady Lounge. We put out a tour last week, I think it'll be located in the cards, and now I'm watching that back thinking, what am I going to do with this retro game collection? That's my dog at the door. For 2020, what direction do I want to take it, and how is it going to evolve on this delicious YouTube channel? Well, in today's video, I'm going to answer those questions, and I'm going to let you guys know what the biggest retro gaming goals of 2020 are and what playlists I'm specifically going to be focusing on. So let's take a look. Okay, I want the following console. I want to get a Panasonic Cue. Now, the Panasonic Cue was released at the turn of the century, and it was a combination of a DVD player with a GameCube. So it was Panasonic working together with Nintendo to produce what I think looks like a really kind of retro CD player, if anything. You'll see pictures on screen of what the Panasonic Cue looks like, but it was quickly discontinued after a life cycle of about 18 months. So not long at all, very similar to the PSX actually. And I've heard 100,000 is the figure of Panasonic Cues that are floating around, which makes it quite rare and quite difficult to get hold of. Now, as I film this video, I checked eBay, and there are no sellers in the United Kingdom selling the Panasonic Cue. I've seen them out in the wild twice, I can recall. Those were at the retro gaming markets. Very, very pricey consoles. It really is going to be one that I'm going to have to start putting some money aside, like, you know, chucking some money to one side for. But I really, really want one. And a lot of the big retro game YouTubers, they have them. I think Metal Jesus has one, or he's had one on the channel. I know Beat 'em Ups, he's got one. And I think it was kind of something that last year, it was one of my 3 consoles. I got 2 out of my 3 consoles that I wanted last year. And the Panasonic Cue was one that I didn't get. So I would hate to be sat here in 12 months time and not have achieved that, because I've gotten a lot of stuff now that I've gotten a lot of rare stuff, but I've got, you know, the kind of the common stuff. So for me, I really need to step up my game this year. So you're going to want to keep an eye on things on this channel, because I'm kind of going to be getting more, well, in fact, I'm going to be getting more quality over quantity. If I can merge the two at times, great. I do like a mixture of both, but the Panasonic Cue is a must. If you have one, or if you know anybody that has one, please share them. You know, if you think that you know anybody that wants to sell one, I don't care if it's box or unbox, please contact me and, you know, give me a shout. I know a lot of people in the retro gaming community that own shops, so I know I can get one for a price I want to pay. But let me know in the comment section below, have you played one? Maybe you've never even heard of a Panasonic Cue. They're not like jumpy outy consoles, but you'll know one if you see one. They're very shiny and they look like a really cruddy 1995 CD player that you'd have in your old bedroom or something. Okay, so we've got the Panasonic Cue. That's going to happen this year. That has to happen for me this year. Another thing that I really want to focus on is my Super Nintendo collection. Now, you're probably thinking, why? You have, you know, a massive, and I do, it's a huge, huge boxed Super Nintendo collection. But what I'd like to do is tailor it. I've got my eye on a place, I'm not going to say where it is, but I'm going there very soon to do a retro game hunt. In fact, that retro game hunt will be out this week. And I've been keeping an eye on his eBay page, and he's got some very obscure PAL Super Nintendo games, and I think it's time for me to start buying the more expensive titles. For example, I'm after Shadowrun. I really want a PAL copy of Shadowrun, which I've seen, there's the dog again, going anywhere from like £100 for a copy and upwards, depending on condition. Now, it's a great game, and it's one that I'll not just kind of keep on the shelf and bask in glory like I did with my £300 Batman edition from Woolworths. I will play it, and I will possibly stream it. It's a really cool kind of isometric cyberpunk-esque kind of game. Gets you thinking a little bit. I think the target market for this one isn't like the same target market that would play like your Marios. You know, I think there's a little bit of a niche market when it comes to games like Shadowrun. and I really want it, and he has it in stock. So I'd like to kind of go for that caliber. I'm gonna say something marginally not controversial, but I could regret saying this. I think I'm 85% certain that I want to buy, this is ridiculous, Earthbound. I was going to say Secret of Evermore. Earthbound on the Super Nintendo. So that was North American or NTSC region only. You can find them on eBay pretty easily, and I actually know where to get them from, but you're probably looking at $500 upwards for an original copy, because there's a lot of bootlegs floating around. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking along the lines of Earthboundy kind of stuff. The thing with Earthbound, it's not really fallen in price very much. You know, that there are a lot of games such as, right, I remember 4 or 5 years ago, a PAL copy of Link to the Past complete was like 200 quid. Now you can get it for like 100 quid complete. And when I say complete, I mean like with the little tip card and everything. I've seen it go as low as 40 quid boxed. Not complete, you know, just manual, so you need to buy the map. So there are some expensive games that have dropped in price massively over the years, but Earthbound isn't one of them. And I know some UK sellers that have it. I'm going to have to seriously think about it. I'm going to have to seriously think about that one. But what you're going to start and see are the more expensive Super Nintendo games. I do have some stuff over here. There's one of them that cost me about 40 quid. Nothing major really for Super Nintendo, but you'll see that in a retro game pickups video later on in the week. So you guys need to stay tuned. So Super Nintendo, my question to you is, where is the best place you have ever found to buy Super Nintendo games, both obscure and common? Let me know. I want to hear from you. We all love Blockbuster Video. If you're like me and you're in your 30s, you'll remember going to Blockbuster Video very, very well. And I also remember the Blockbuster competition they did with Donkey Kong and, it was Donkey Kong Country actually. And then there was the Star Wing competition, and there's actually not a lot at all. They're the Blockbuster competition cartridges that float about and come up very, very rarely. And I'd like one. I would like one. They are mortifiably expensive. There were no box. I've seen them once. I've seen the Star Wing competition cartridge once. When I first went to the Doncaster gaming market, there was one there, and I don't think it was for sale. But now my collection is as fruitful as it ever has been. I want to make it more fruitful with a Blockbuster Super Nintendo cartridge, whether that's the Star Fox or Star Wing cartridge or the Donkey Kong Country cartridge. I have never seen the Donkey Kong Country cartridge knocking about, but I did play it in my Alfreton Blockbuster. I did play it, I do remember it so well. Me and my friend Matt used to train. We used to go around to his house and like see who could get the most points on the first level. That was the competition for Donkey Kong. Who can get the most points on the first level of Donkey Kong? He always beat me, and he beat me in the competition as well. We used to train, but you know, that for me, I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking I'm going home, like go big or go home kind of stuff. So let's get it going. It's going to be a very interesting year, and if anything else crops up within that realm of the Panasonic Cue level, you know, the Earthbound kind of realm, you can count the Gebs 24 there. You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be there, guys. So hopefully if you've got any tip-offs, again, give me a shout. And yeah, but now, guys, what to expect from this channel. So as you guys know, I love my retro game hunts, and I do love the retro game pickups playlist, the two playlists that I'm very, very fond of and I absolutely adore. And what works well for me on this channel is retro over current gen, hands down. If I stream retro, get big numbers. If I stream something like Call of Duty, I get low to mid-range numbers, you know, for a channel like this. So I would very much like to do more retro game hunts, and I'd like to push myself and go to stores that I've never been to before. And starting this week, there will be a store that I'm going to that for me is, from what I've seen on their Facebook page and their eBay page, and I've bought from them before, whoa, hold on to your hats, because it's about to go down on the retro game hunting front, okay? So you can expect some good ass stuff from that. I also want to really push the £5 game challenge playlist, where we go to CEX, we have the measly sum of £5 and we buy as many video games as we can for £5. There are CEXs that you guys have been amazing at tipping me off on, Milton Keynes, Barnsley. I've been invited down to Burton-on-Trent, weirdly, but I'm going to go to some CEXs, you know, that you guys haven't seen before, and that I haven't seen before as well. So we can expect more from that. I'm excited, you know, because I've kind of sat, and the first 2/3 of this video has been about me talking about expensive things that I want to get for the channel, but I am well aware that part of a retro game hunt is also spending 5, 10, 15 quid and still getting a ton of really good games that you'll play and enjoy, and you can play with your family. It'll be awesome. So I think for me, I have to be mindful that it's not just about the expensive stuff, because that's not what everybody wants, and that's not what I want. £5 video game challenges are some of the funnest things I ever film. I just love doing it, and I love editing it as well. It's just a ton of fun. So recapping, I want the Panasonic Cue in this game room. I want a copy of Earthbound. I want a Blockbuster competition cartridge in my mitts. I want to do more retro game hunts in places I've never been and you may never have heard of. And again, I ain't paid to go there. Nobody pays me for retro game hunts. I do it out of my own pockets. I do it because I enjoy it. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go to different CEXs and just smash the £5 game challenge to bits. That is what I'm kind of yearning for at the minute. That's what's got this fire in my belly. And then obviously streaming. Streaming is always going to be a thing. I'm going to be streaming a lot more retro. I want to be doing some like Dino Crisis streams. Recently just completed Resident Evil on the PS1. So we're going to kind of shoot for the 32-bit era, and hopefully we'll get some good horror games as well, because horror for me is a good thing to stream. Any horror game is wicked. So I hope that that does actually conclude some of my 2020 collecting goals. So guys, if you're new here and you're excited like me, why don't you just consider for free hitting that subscribe button? If you're kind enough, consider sponsoring this channel and we can push it and grow even more. Click the first link in the description, and from £1.99 a month you can feature it in every single video and start getting some perks of yours. Just click the link, you don't need to pay, it will just tell you what you need to do if you do want to pay. If you don't, subscribing will always be free, content will always be free. I hope you guys come back for the next one. Have a beautiful day. My name is Gemma, take care, see you guys soon.